This is a thing where I saw another creator said there isn't a gender war, and it got me thinking that I agree because he said that it's like women are complaining and men are just responding. I really don't think there's a gender war. Okay, it's not both sides hating on each other, in my opinion. Um, Here's the thing where it might be controversial. Where I I think I think this is God. It's gonna sound terrible, but please listen to me fully. I think this is women not accepting the consequences of their actions. So here's the thing where most women are average, beauty wise, right? Beauty wise, they're average at best. So one of the things that has been changing is that beauty hasn't changed. Most men find most women attractive. That's always been the case. What's changed is economically. Women are economically equal to men, if not even better than men. And in my opinion, that has, in women's eyes, made less and less men dateable financially. Now, here's the thing also. I don't believe that women are complaining that men are less emotionally intelligent. Personal opinion. I believe more and more men, if I'm not saying all men, but I believe a good amount of men, if not the majority of men, more than half, right? More than half, are more emotionally intelligent, more men that have boundaries, men that, not viewing money as the end all to be all, right? Which women have always said they want it, right? More emotionally intelligent men, more men that aren't the nice guys, right? Where they're good guys, boundaries, they're not being used, they're not all that stuff. I believe more and more men are like that. So what am I trying to get at? Is that one, why women are complaining? Is that one? Yes, men are not financially as amazing in their eyes because now women are making just as much, so they need men to make more, especially when a lot of women, in my personal opinion, want to live a more luxurious lifestyle. Second, women are not, they don't know how to handle, now that it's happening, more emotionally intelligent men, more men that hold women accountable, i.e., men want more than just beauty. Men want more than just beauty. Men want effort. And I think women are confused or not understanding how to go about it. That I don't think women understand how to handle men that would hold them to their words, men that expect effort, men that expect effort, men that expect equality, right? If you expect effort, right, as a woman, well, men, they expect effort too. I believe, in my personal opinion, more and more men are, they are contributing to the household. I hear more and more men are cooking, more men are cleaning, more men are active in their children's lives, but those types of men expect equality. They expect contribution. They reciprocation. Okay, they expect you to give in them the same amount of effort. I think more and more men are holding women to the ideology of equality. So what am I saying is that all these things is what women have said they wanted throughout the years, have fought for, equality, and more men with emotional intelligence. But women are realizing now what it's like to date, to deal with men that are more, that men that don't focus, right? Men are not focusing on making a lot of money, providing. Men aren't focusing on that because women wanted to now be equal, right? They don't need providers. They don't need men to, provide for them, protect them. You know, they're just as good as men. They've been wanting men to be more in touch with their emotions, men that, contribute to the household, contribute to the childcare. Well, guess what? Men are. But in turn, men are holding women to the same standards. And women are now confused about that. Because I think women are fighting where they don't want gender roles, but they can't stop wanting gender roles. That's what I'm seeing more and more of. Or where I'm building that theory or getting that sense of the landscape. So that's why I don't think there's a gender war. I just think that women are not not being able to accept the status quo, right? The new status quo, and they are complaining about it. And men are just like, you wanted this, and now you're complaining that you wanted it. It doesn't make sense. So a lot of men are, holding women to their delusions, their hypocrisies, their double standards. So, I've been seeing a lot of women talk about the male loneliness thing. Okay, and then I saw a comment of a one of my commenters said, in reality, men in general are not talking about the male loneliness epidemic, or men don't really, in general, in mass, aren't complaining about it. Nor, to be honest, I don't even see men complaining about online. So really, yeah, men are lonely, but okay, for men, I believe men's mentality is a lot of times, okay, so what? Whatever. It is what it is. So this is funny that women women talk a lot about the male loneliness thing, but men aren't. So it shows you that, yeah, it's stats that show that less and less men are dating, but men in general aren't complaining about it. They know what it is. That men. This is the thing where, with life, when it comes to men, they know life is hard. Men know it. Men know that life is hard. So really, I rarely see, and this is my personal opinion. This is, I guess, my own bias or my FYP. I don't see men complain about life like that. I see women do, but again, like I said, it could be just my FYP. So correct me if I'm wrong, but in general, I see women more complaining about dating than I do men. I'm not saying I don't see men complaining about dating, but like I said, in my point of view, in my maybe biased point of view, because maybe my FYP, I see more women complain about dating than I do men, and I see more women talk about the male loneliness thing than I do men. So it's just because I see a lot of times, like I said, men know life is hard, so complaining about it doesn't help. Does what? It doesn't. It really doesn't accomplish anything. So a lot of men don't necessarily or often complain about the hardships of life. A lot of men know that you just got to deal with it. You got to deal with it. So I don't know. I always think the conversations, are annoying because why do you care about it so much? You don't. It's funny because women don't care about men whatsoever, but they will definitely complain about men. They will definitely take any opportunity to shame and shit on men. All right, because this is the thing. When they talk about the male loneliness epidemic, they just say, "Oh, men are shitty. That's why they're alone." God forbid a good guy is alone, because hell, oh, there are women that are lonely, but they're not shitty, right? If women are alone, it's just because men are shitty. That's why women are alone. But if men are alone, oh, that's because men are shitty. That makes sense, right? That makes sense. Like I said, if women are alone, because again, a lot of women are, because statistics also show that uh, more and more women are single and childless well into their life. What does that say? Oh, because women are happily single, right? Women are happily single, but men, no. If men are single, if men are lonely, they're jerks. That's why. I honestly, I just think that the conversation, um, because women don't want to have a conversation about it, it's pointless. It's just women just talking to themselves, talking to the echo chamber, instead of, how about understanding men? But no, no one wants to. So I don't know. I just thought that was, and it was an interesting comment and it made me think about it. So yeah. I saw a video and they asked, or he said, real men don't date single moms. Here's the thing where I think that's stupid. Okay, I would more prefer it or phrase it in that real men don't allow other people to treat him like a doormat. Real men have self-respect. Now, even a woman without children can treat you like a doormat, can use you for your money, right? Can use you and abuse you for your money. Okay, so it's not about her being a single mom or not. It's how she treats you. At the end of the day, it's about how people treat you. If you are, in my personal opinion, you are a real man, you don't let other people treat you like dirt. You don't let other people disrespect you, cross your boundaries. Okay, just treat you like a doormat. That, in my opinion, is a real man. You stand on your principles. You provide and protect. You love and you care, but you don't let other people just step all over you. So I don't like the thing where this is a thing where I hold single moms accountable, but at the same time, let's not just blankly shit on single mothers. Okay, we shouldn't just do that. Okay, hold them accountable 100%, but to just say that, oh, real men don't date them. Why wouldn't it's not about being a single mom that is the worst thing ever. It's about what can be. Okay, what can come with it. Where, in my opinion, there are red flags where you're last on her priority list. She doesn't value you. Could be, right. It's more about just how someone treats you, single mother or not. Okay, at the end of the day, it's just how someone treats you. So I would say more often than not, a single mom may treat you worse than someone that doesn't have kids, but it's not an automatic thing. So I wouldn't say blanketly because she's a single mom, don't date her, or you're not a real man. No, that's not what I would say. I just saw this video of a woman complaining, or not complaining, I'm sorry, saying of a man stalking her. She had to run and all this stuff. It's all this thing. It is a sad fact, a sad reality, that there will always be good and bad people in this world. Always. There will always be good and bad people in this world. So, no duh, there will always be bad men in this world. This is the thing where we don't we neglect and we forgot about kind of biology. We talk about a lot about like men finances, men money, but we constantly neglect. We talk about protection. Yes, men are dangerous, no doubt about it. But here's the thing: it's a fact that you can't change it. Unless you live in a world where there will only be women, then it's a nonsensical thought process. There will always be men, and yes, men are dangerous. That is why traditionally women get married young. Hopefully, you get to marry a man that will protect you from other men. And you know what? This is the thing where I am in big support of women um, carrying, or women. I saw this other video where they had like big dogs, like cane corsos, with their kids and stuff. Like I'm in big support of if do whatever you can to defend yourself. You know, have a big dog, have a gun, go for it. But in reality, one of the points of men is protection. To protect from other men. It's just how it is, and we neglect that. And we are building a society where we say women are strong and independent. Women are just as capable as men. Sure, but then you forget why you needed men. It's for protection. Then stop saying like, oh, the nonsensical thoughts of, oh, men, whatever you can say, because again, you can't change the reality. They will always be men. There will always be men, and there will always be bad men out there. It's a fact of life. So again, I saw these videos, and I think that's disgusting. A man that stalks, a man that harasses, it's absolutely disgusting. I really do. But again, that is why you need a man. You need a man. Stop saying, oh, why don't we teach men? No, we do. Men do know not to stalk. Men do know it. Men know not to harass. Men know not to do bad. People know not to steal, but they still do. It's not about how you teach kids. It's really not. It really isn't. Because they're just bad people out there. So, I don't know. Sometimes I just think that we actually forget the importance of men. We do. So, again, I think it's sad that women are suffering from it, but we don't recognize it. We don't recognize, I think, part of biology where you need a man for protection. Okay, this might be a long video. I want to talk about women's attack on men. How they can, and it's funny that women are the ones who predominantly support LGBT, the alphabet people. Yeah, they constantly use being gay or gay as an insult to men. When you don't know men, you don't know these men, you call them gay. This is the thing, I just saw a video, two things. I just saw a video of a man on one of those balloon shows, right? He's socially awkward, most likely didn't have a whole lot of experience with women, most likely not your typical, womanizer, player, whatever. Women are calling him, this man is like, he's focused his life to be financially responsible, bought a house, provided for his family for most of his life, took care of his family, work a job, all this stuff. Women perceived him as gay because he's socially awkward. He stutters. He's not, clean cut with his words. He's not smooth with his words. He doesn't look any masculine, right? Big buff alpha male. So a lot of women perceive him as gay because of what they perceived as not a true man, And let's say this in my comment sections, women, they don't talk about what I say. They don't really talk about the talking points I say, right? Don't argue, debate the things that I've said. They just go straight to attacking me saying, oh, you're gay. Okay. This is a thing where this is why a lot of women will get played by the same man. Because women are attracted to what they perceive as man, right? What they perceive as an alpha man, masculine man. Guess what? This is why most prisoners are baby daddies. Men with rap sheets, baby daddies. Thugs, baby daddies. Rappers, baby daddies. You name it. Why these men are highly desired. The athletes, oh God, men that will cheat and lie and have multiple women, baby daddies. What women perceived as, top men, many men, alpha men. And this is why a lot of women can't handle emotionally intelligent men, can't handle men that, speaks his mind, and articulate men. Women can't handle intelligent men because, oh my God, these men are sassy or gay. Yet, why? What about that? What about the man is gay? Because he holds you accountable, he talks, I don't know. He's not clean cut with his words, he's not smooth with his words, but, his words with substance. He's talking about important topics or just more deeper conversations. It's just really funny that women ask for emotionally intelligent men, yet I think a lot of women can't handle those men. They can't handle those men. They can't handle men that will hold them accountable, that won't just let things slide. And the liars, right? The liars, the cheaters, the manipulators, those are certain types of men. And you wonder why women constantly complain about those types of men. It's like those type of men don't hold women accountable. They let women do whatever they want. And then behind those women's backs, well, guess what? they go for other women. They cheat on them. That is the thing where I find it very funny. I really do. It's like, what? This is the thing where women are the ones who predominantly say, oh, destroy gender roles, or not put people in boxes, all this stuff. Yet they do that with men consistently. They do it with men consistently. It's really, like, I have yet to have a woman to actually, have a conversation, at least online, without then turning into, you're gay. You must love men. What about that? Well, what about, me saying that, love men? What about it? Because I hold women accountable for what they say and do? I swear to God. And here's to be honest, I've seen on this app, a lot of gay men stick with women. I don't see many gay men bashing women, or I'm not saying I'm bashing women, holding women accountable. So really, it's amazing. Straight men that hold women accountable are gay. Yet the gay men that don't hold women accountable, they praise, they follow, they support. So what is it? I don't really get it. Are gay men bad to you, or are they not? Because you using that as an insult means what? Oh my God, you're gay, so you're what? Your viewpoints don't mean nothing? I don't get it. And to be honest, like, it gets. I mean, with the internet, you gotta be used to haters, right? I prefer haters than people who ignore me, right? As a content creator, I prefer haters than people who ignore me. So it don't matter. But it's just funny that women consistently use gay as an insult. I want to say something. All the videos I've seen, right? Women say men, and then say whatever they think. In my videos, I always like to make this clarification. Women don't mean men. Women don't mean men. Because here's the thing. Women don't care about men. Women don't date men. Women don't interact with men. What are women actually talking about? Men they are attracted to. I believe 90% of women's talking points are about men they are attracted to. So it's like, oh, men are liars and cheaters. No, the men that you want are liars and cheaters. Oh, men men only want one thing. No, the men that you want only wants one thing. Oh my God, men are not emotionally intelligent. Men don't know how to commit. No. The men that you want, the men that you are attracted to, don't want commitment, and so on. This is because why would I make this distinction? Because this is a thing where women's talking points, when you think about it, doesn't make sense. Because here's the thing: women, by dating statistics, women find most men. Let's just be more general. Women find most men unattractive. Women aren't interested in most men. Women don't talk to most men. Most men are invisible to most women. So that's why their talking points need a bit more clarification. Men, they go for men are not that hardwired to, be very selective. So men's talking points are very, men's as viewpoints very actually wide range. They will go for, the gambit of women, Also, this is the thing where, in essence, men in general don't have that much options. So men, it's very small. But like I said, it's a good distinction because you show that it's women's delusion and thinking that their talking points can be applied to men in general. It can't. It can only be applied to the small, few select men that women are attracted to. Again, women aren't attracted to most men. You see it on this app consistently. I've seen it where women say, "Oh my God, there's so many good-looking women out here," but I've not seen any good-looking men. Well, okay, that means that your talking points really doesn't include most men. Oh, men are cheaters. Men? How do you know? Because you're not interested. You don't date. You're not dealing with most men. And if you look at statistics, there are less men dating than they are women dating. So what does that mean? Well, women are kind of either dating older, or a lot of women are dating the same man. So that's why women's talking points is rather weak. Watching it back, I wanted to also clarify or really bring in that point. It was like, oh, well, what's the difference? What's the difference when when we're talking about men or talking about the men you're attracted to? Because I just said it. The men you're attracted to is a small, it's like incredibly small percent of men. It's like a handful, if that, a handful. But men numbers in the millions to billions. That's the difference. Unless that woman who's talking about men have dated thousands of men, no. Most women, even combined, they've dated very few men. Actual in relationships with very few men. Actually attracted to, actually deal with, the toxic men, right? A lot of women, honestly, they deal with the same toxic man. They're sharing toxic men. So that's why there's a distinction. Because the men that you're talking to is such a small percent of men, that's why your argument means nothing.